Hello everybody, quick video about the brand new Apple iPhone 6 Plus. Yes, I opted for the big version, 128 gigabytes, biggest and best you can get. Why? I use that thing a lot. I use it in the morning as an alarm clock, as a radio, to watch some shows in the morning, like the news. Use it as a GPS in my car or to read and watch stuff while I'm in the train. I use it for teleconferences, phone calls, messages, calendar during the day, check the train schedule, book a flight, check into the flight, use it as a blah blah blah. You can get the rest, right? So I use this thing a lot. So all I need is the biggest and best I can get. I don't want to run into any storage problems. Plus I need a lot of battery. That's why I went for the 6 Plus. But a lot of people have asked me, is this 6 Plus actually too big? And how does it compare to the 5S, for example? This is why I did this video. 3 things I'm going to cover. Number 1, how does it feel in your pocket? Number 2, how does it feel in your hand? And number 3, how does it feel actually looking at it? How do the apps perform? So number 1, how does it feel in your pocket? What I've had previously is the iPhone 5S. Feels kind of small right now. I've been very used to this phone, right? I can use it, I can easily navigate it. How does it feel in my pocket? Well, you almost don't feel it if you have it in your pocket. You don't see it, well you see it, but it's almost invisible. It doesn't obstruct your movement in any way. It's a very small and nice phone. Plus what you can do is to sort of secretly pull it out, check the time, check your messages, slide it back in. So now when I went to the 6 Plus, I thought, oh man, this is going to feel different in the pocket. I'm going to put it in my pocket, but actually, because it's so flat and so thin, you almost don't see it much more than the 5S. Plus, again, it doesn't obstruct your movement in any way. To be honest, I don't feel it in my pocket. Now with the big changes, you cannot just pull it out of your pocket and do a quick check and then slide it back in. You can do it, but it's not this secret little hidden thing anymore. Everybody's going to notice once you pull out that big thing out of your pockets. Plus the on button is on the side, so you actually, you cannot turn it on and off while pulling it out. You have to pull it all the way out, then move your finger to the side, turn it on, turn it off, slide it back in. First world problems, right? Next thing I briefly want to touch on is battery life. With the 5S, I mentioned all the things I do with it. I usually run out of battery at sometime after lunchtime. Between lunchtime and 3 o'clock, this thing is going to be dead. So either I have to charge it, but I don't want to run from wall to wall. So I got one of these Mophie cases. In this case, the Mophie Plus, I think it's called, Juice Pack Plus, adds a lot of bulge to the phone, but doubles the battery life. But this thing in the pocket, that is very thick. And this one you can actually feel and you can see it. In jeans, especially in skinny jeans, especially in, let's say, dress pants, when you're wearing a suit, for example. So actually going from this to this has been an improvement in my pocket, if you will. Second topic, how does it feel in your hand? Again, I've gotten very used to the 5S form factor. It's very easy to navigate. You can go with your finger from the on button to the top left, to the top right. You can reach all areas of the screen very, very easily. The 6 Plus, not so much. When you hold it like you would hold a 5S, you can not reach the top left anymore with your thumb. And actually when you're trying to do that, it feels kind of shaky in your hand. You're afraid to drop it. So I actually may have to put a case around this just because I'm so afraid I would drop it. So when you want to go from the home button to the top left, you sort of have to change your grip. You have to go from this to this. This feels very, very weird. That said, I've only been using this for 2 days. So I think I need a little bit more experience in using that thing to feel a little bit more comfortable in using the 6 Plus. I mean, the 5S I've been using for, 2 years? So again, I need a couple of weeks to really say how awkward this is going to be after a bit of use. Let's go to topic number 3 and let's look at the apps. Alright, so here you can see the screen of the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, this doesn't look a lot different to any other iPhone you've probably used before. What you can see that some apps have been optimized for the better screen resolution of the 6 Plus. Let me give you an example by showing you just the home screen as you look at it now. You have not 5 buttons in one row, 5 apps, but 6 apps plus the launch bar on the bottom. And then there are apps like Calendar where you can actually, wow, you have a lot of information on the screen, right? And if you turn it horizontally, go to the week view, year view, you have a lot of stuff on the phone, and it's actually big enough to use it in this kind of view. I could show you the email app as well. I don't want to do that right now, but if you look at email, it works similar to the iPad, where you have your list of emails on the left side and then the content of the email on the right side. So it's much easier to work with this than with the previous iPhone. As you can see right here, you also have a horizontal home screen, by the way. So that's for apps that have been optimized. Passbook is another one of these. It's you just have a lot more information on one screen. Photos is another one of these, right? Now, there are apps that have not been optimized for this new resolution. So let's go into Downcast, for example. That's my podcast manager of choice. And what you can see is everything is just bigger. What I would love to see is not just 6 podcasts listed here, but actually have the ability to see 10, for example. Same in the list of downloads here. Everything is bigger, but I don't actually have more information on the screen. Similar here with something like OmniFocus, all these apps that have not really been optimized for the new screen resolution, especially visible in the Facebook app, where everything is just bigger. I can only see one post at a time. I mean, the only reason that I want more screen resolution is to have more information on the screen. So this doesn't deliver it. Let's wait and see if the app developers actually modify their apps so you can see more stuff on the screen. Just briefly, I mean, you do have the ability to set the display zoom as standard or as zoomed. So what happens is when you set this to zoomed, everything is even bigger. That's not what I want, right? I want the standard view. You see the difference here as well in text messages, standard and zoomed. I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference, but I would like to go even further than the standard view, have everything smaller, but more information on the screen. I think I've made that point now, haven't I? All right, so that's the quick review of these of this iPhone 6 Plus. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave me some comments or whatever you want to do. Whatever choice you make, this is a great phone. And I'll probably do a video again in about 2 weeks' time after I've gotten some experience with the phone.